People are like, Juneteenth. Celebrate Juneteenth. Thank God it's Juneteenth. Now, shout out to the retailers, those who are melanated, who are making money off commerce from Juneteenth, those who have organized that as a day of commerce. However, those who are just happy, those who are just having cookouts, those who are celebrating, kudos to you too. I'm not mad that you're taking a day to celebrate with you and yours and your family. However, be mindful of the fact that this is really just a time that Massa said that you are free. That's the reality. It's a time that Massa said you are now free to go. So, when you're celebrating Juneteenth, and if you're not utilizing it for commerce, right? If you're celebrating Juneteenth, make sure it's just like you celebrating when your boss lets you off work. That's all you're doing. You're celebrating when your boss lets you off the job, right? Or basically when the boss fired you. And now you have to go find a job. How are you going to take care of yourself? How are you going to take care of your family? How are you going to put a roof over your head? So what do you do next? You start sharecropping. This is the story of the so-called African American. You start sharecropping. But what happens after you sharecrop, right? Boss man has sandwiches, juice, water, and he figured out that even though you're so-called free, while he's paying you for the sharecropping, right, he's able to recruit. He's able to recoup some of the money back from the so-called African American. And then you see where you work now, there's little stores and businesses, right? Places for you to do commerce and still spend, so your money doesn't bounce back into your neighborhood. The real Juneteenth is creating business. America is business. America is a corporation. Don't fall for nationalism. That's the biggest trick in the book. Don't fall for nationalism. Fall for family. Because even the religious, right? The Jewish community, the religious, and even though those who practice with tight-knit families, the so-called elite, they do it with business. So we got to start creating business amongst family and make family business. If you're going to celebrate your freedom, make sure you have sandwiches and juices and waters and corporations that build things that are practical. And keep them as melanated as possible and pass them down. Socks, shoes, practical things. Wings for planes. But create business. Create business. Create competition. Racism is classism, but classism is really competition. Listen to me again. Racism, they use racism as a way to classify you, right? So if you're so-called black, you're on a lower rung automatically than a so-called white, right? So that's automatically. So if I have even a certain amount of money, I can't change my skin color. So it automatically classifies me as lower. So racism is ultimately classism. Classism. But classism is based on competition. There cannot be a Black Wall Street. Well, I can't say that. There can be a Black Wall Street again, but not to the point where, I mean, people got choppers and AKs now. Not to the point where it could have been done like it was done back in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s and the 30s. We have computers, we have cameras, we have technology, and some of us have legalized weaponry. Juneteenth is a beautiful thing. It's freedom is freedom is freedom. But after freedom, after the celebration, then what? Let's build. And know what you're celebrating. You're celebrating a Friday after your 9 to 5, basically. But if you're engaged in commerce, then you are wise. Peace, power, and prosperity, y'all.